You guys know I don't smoke weed. It is legal here, though. Howdy. Shit. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm a full-blown caffeine addict. And smoking just feels so good. If my next... I haven't had a cigar in a long time. If my next task pays me $100 like he promised, then that'll be $350 for today. So $15.50 for the week after today. Oh, this fucking shirt is drenched in sweat. Absolutely drenched. How y'all doing out there? I had the nastiest headache this morning because I was actually like 20 minutes late to my first task and I didn't have time to stop and get a bang or anything like that. You know, I started smoking because my buddy, we were hanging out at a boy's house and he's a smoker, and I had a couple that night. I'm like, oh god, felt so good. Remember, that was like late March. That's when I made the shift, but I haven't had a cigar. It's been a while. It's been a good minute since I had a cigar. But yeah, I had a nasty headache before I had my first energy drink this morning. It was bad. And I really can't do anything else until 3:30, so I can't do any lift because of this enormous monstrosity in my car. So looks like we're just gonna hang out for a little bit. Blue's Clues? I don't even think I watched that as a kid. That's a cartoon, isn't it? I was more of a Rugrats guy. Would you what? Would I what? Oh, I gotta change it to a dry shirt. I think I have one here. Yeah. Hold on 1 second, guys. Oh, 1 second. My shirt's drenched. Oh, better. I remember someone said, if you can take a puff of a cigarette and say 10 words and then exhale, you're a smoker. I got one at 3:30. It's actually at 4, but I was like, hey, can we do this earlier? So I've only got 3 gigs today. Only. which is better than 2. And yesterday, I almost did 5. McLovin has 40,000 subscribers because he pays for them. If you know anything about YouTube, there's no way you have 40,000 subs and you don't have any, like, his comments and likes. There's no fucking way he's got that many organic subs. Or he's sitting at home just generating them all day. So, it's one or the other. And when 100% of your videos are clickbait, that's a good way to fucking alienate whatever organic audience you already had. I still got a fucking headache, though. Not like a bad one. Nissan Altima. Honestly, man, I've been in a crossover since 2000 and... I had a 2010 GMC Terrain I got in 2013. And that car took a massive shit in 2016. So I got this one. So I've been in a crossover for 7 years. I don't think I could ever... I don't know if I could just go back to a sedan. There's nothing wrong with them, just for me. I can't do it. I like being in a bigger car. I don't know, man. I don't like squeezing into little cars. And this car is so fucking comfortable, man. Like, it's got 220,000 miles on it, and it still is super smooth. You're not gonna get that for... The Infiniti has been parked. Still trying to climb the rankings on the... Still trying to climb the rankings on Turo a little bit there. What's up, Steve-O? Everybody, Steve-O found the best diet on earth. He lost 100 pounds because of COVID. So, everyone, you want to lose weight? Go get COVID. Go get infected. I'm just kidding. I'm mostly kidding. Because Bam lost a lot of weight, too. Bam lost like 30 pounds when he got fucking COVID. Oh, where's my earbud? There it goes. That's the new weight loss trend. People are going to fucking go intentionally get infected. Like, oh my God. COVID was the best thing that ever happened to me. Yeah, Florida's got some of the worst rates in the country, man. That's still 83 minutes. You're probably, yeah, what, 45 bucks max for an hour and a half. I'm about 235 right now, so I've put on 6 pounds, I think, since March. I lost a little bit of weight at first, and then... Oh my God, I love that show. Oh, that was such a good fucking show. Dude, that was the best game show ever. Oh, that was such a fucking awesome show. Because I remember I would fucking, like, I don't know how those teenagers didn't fucking freak out when the temple guards would, like, jump out and grab them. That shit scared me, and I was just watching it. I wasn't doing it. Oh, that was a great show. They should bring that one back. That was a fun one. Are there 30 people? Yeah. Okay. I don't like doing food delivery. I just don't like it. The only way I would ever get food delivery is if I did it Jermaine Ellis style and I just had a boosted board, since I don't know how to ride a bike. I know. What? Yeah, I never learned how to ride a bike. I had to run everywhere as a kid. So if I got like an electric scooter or something, then maybe. Nah, dude, I put on weight because I was all the gyms were closed. One, and just eating like shit and drinking all the time. Most of my money right now comes from TaskRabbit and Amazon. But this week, I would say 80% is TaskRabbit, 15% is Lyft, and I made $50 on Instacart on Tuesday. I don't know. I barely do it. I mean, during the week, it fucking sucks ass. On the weekends, it seems a little bit better, but I can't do it right now because I got this huge dolly. I was never reactivated. I had a dream like a week ago. I was reactivated and I was doing rides. Nobody's gonna watch that shit. I don't like Shipped because one, I never whenever I open up the app, there's never anything available. And it's just like, I just don't make enough money. Like, I'd literally rather sit at home and make nothing than make like $15 an hour. I'm too spoiled. I'm too spoiled on like Amazon and TaskRabbit. The fuck? I got a $91 Lyft ride yesterday. I got a $50 cash tip on a hour-long ride, which was really unexpected. Jeff, I have not heard about that. I haven't really kept my finger on the pulse of like rideshare news lately. I've been too busy like working. I don't know. I used to get like Google News things, alerts on like rideshare related stuff, like, oh, Uber has this going on in NYC, Lyft has this thing going on in California. But I think even like my news feed, there's no real like new rideshare news other than the whole thing, the Prop 22 thing, which I have not kept up with. Which I will admit, I was dead wrong on the minimum wage thing. I was wrong about that. So I'll take that one. That was my dumbass. I didn't know that. I thought drivers were going to be locked into minimum wage if they were like employees under the AB5 model, but I guess I was wrong about that. Pancake is 25 pounds, I believe. I haven't weighed her. She might be more than that. What did I say? Turn it off. Turn what off? God, my neck is so sore. I need to see a chiropractor so bad. I don't know, man. I think these guys in not California, in New York are doing pretty well. Then again, they're making, economy is like what, $1.45 a mile or something. Economy. Their economy rates are Lux rates here. I do my taxes yearly. Oh, that's when I was doing the ride-alongs. Yeah, most of them were cool about it, right? In California? Or no, New York? Why am I saying California? I think California's rates are similar to Illinois. When I started like in December of 2015, I think we were like 90 cents a mile on Uber. And then as like the very next year, or like, yeah, on like maybe in January of the next year, that's when I think they bumped it down to like 84 cents. And then not too long after that, that's when they brought it down to 65 or 64. Like, I'm only getting 60 cents a mile on Lyft. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's 60 cents. Rates are horrible. It's so hard to fucking make money. And these power zones are so like, they're so like unreliable, right? I'll answer that. Liquid, I never have. I kind of think that's, I don't know. Unless the client kind of like agrees to something like that, I personally wouldn't do it. That's a good way to get a bad rating. Be like, oh, the task is at 2. I left my house at 1. I'm charging you since 1. That's a good way to get a bad. That's a good way to eat a bad rating on TaskRabbit. Kyle, I fucking hate Instacart. I despise doing it. Keith, I did hear that by 2035, I might be wrong on this because I saw a YouTube video about it, that California wants all electric cars by 2035. And yeah, that does sound very intrusive. Because, like, who knows where electric technology is going to be in 15 years? No one really knows. Maybe all the cars, but here's the thing. In the next 10 years, maybe every manufacturer is going to be electric. You know, maybe they're all going to jump on the EV wagon. We don't. Here's the thing, guys, like, Tesla's going to put out a $25,000 economy car in the next 6 years, 5 or 6 years. When that happens, the competition will be forced to go electric. Because if you're sitting there, you're like, okay, I can get a brand new Camry, a brand new Prius, even though it might be a hybrid, it's still going to be an IC car, right? Internal combustion, right? ICE, internal combustion engine. When you can make a choice between a ICE car for 25,000 or a Tesla for 25,000, you're gonna get the Tesla, right? Kyle, because I fucking suck at it. I'm horrible. When that happens, all these auto manufacturers, they're gonna have to switch to electric, and they're gonna have to compete with Tesla, because in the next 5 years, if they come out with a $25,000 Tesla, the Model 3, they're already saying the Model 3 is going to be priced at $30,000 in the next 3 years. All the ICE cars are going to have to compete with EVs, pricing and efficiency. So, who knows? In 10 years, Ford, Chrysler, they may not even make gasoline cars anymore. They may not even make ICEs anymore. They're really far behind Tesla, but potentially you're not going to be able to buy ICE cars. Instacart was awesome for the first 3 weeks of the pandemic. That was awesome. That was the best shit ever. And then the bots came, and then the saturation, the bots came, and then it just wasn't the same. Because if you were on Instacart, when the lockdown happened, you were making fucking money. And it was easy. It was just one after, I remember every time I looked at Instacart, every single time, there'd be $25, $30 batches, and they wouldn't disappear immediately. You would just see them, and they'd be like, oh, awesome. You could take your pick. You can, you can see which one you really wanted. You could take a good look at the batch and the shopping list, and now, no, you get all of a fucking second and a half to examine the batch and see if it's for you. You gotta, before it was way better. When the lockdown first happened, Instacart was awesome. And then it became very non-awesome. The third week of April. Everything fucking changed. I remember that third week of April, I literally would go hours without even seeing a batch. I am still doing Amazon Flex. I have not done any blocks this week, but I'm still on it. I don't know enough about it, but like I said, I did hear about the California thing. I will admit that seems super intrusive, because you shouldn't force your, if you live in a certain state, the government should not force you to buy whatever kind of car you don't want to buy. Hold on, I just missed a comment. Dirty Dasher, there was a couple instances where I had to wait, but it wasn't super long. I left my house at 7:30 today, and I will be, if the second task only takes an hour, then I'll be home by 5. Or the third task. I can't stand, I think Hyundais and Kias are just, they're such horrible cars. They're not made well. What question was yours, New York? I think I missed your question, so go ahead and do it again. And didn't California mandate that all the trucks have to be EV? No, I might, if I get lucky tomorrow. If tomorrow's a $300 day, then I make 18 something. I had an accountant. I don't have you. There are no good YouTube gig channels. They're all a bunch of clickbait nonsense. There's some people saying, "Oh, here's how you get the best." I don't like running channels right now. Here's an example. Like, "Oh, here's how you get the best DoorDash orders. Turn down every single one until you get one you like." Here's how to get the best Uber surge. Drive into the surge. Oh my God, like, it's insulting the intelligence of people that watch it. It's like, it's literally so dumb. Like, oh my God, I never would have thought to just turn down DoorDash orders to wait for the best one. I never would have thought of that on my own. I'm a freaking idiot. Here's how to get the best Instacart batches. Swipe until you see one you like. Oh my God. I never thought of that. Cressy, dude, without TaskRabbit, oh, fuck. I'd be living lean. I'd be calling up every fucking person every bill company. Hey, yeah, that bill's gonna be a little bit late. How does 2021 work for you? It's 2020. Is like March 2021 a doable time for you? Right? Car payment? Yeah, you're gonna have to wait like 7 months. Is that cool? Seven months? On TaskRabbit, I do moving, heavy lifting, and furniture removal. And a little bit of IKEA. Notary certifications. I've not heard about that. That's not really hard to do. I don't know who Nick Arcade is. Liquid, you know what? I don't know if it's like, I don't know, because I'm not even in too deep on TaskRabbit, so maybe you won't be moving people in and out of places anymore, but a lot of my moving jobs are like, I need a couch moved from here to here, or I need this removed. You know, like I did one on Wednesday that was it was moving a filing cabinet, and it took 7 minutes. So, I remember guts. Or is that Double Dare I'm thinking of? I don't remember. I was wondering what that slime was made out of. Last week, I think I did 12 hours on app. This week, 4. Really not that much. I was talking to one of my buddies earlier today. I told him the less rideshare I do, the more money I make, and the less expenses I incur. Because I mean, Lyft is only cool as like a fill-in app right now for me. I don't know how anyone could do it full time in Chicago. I don't think I remember that one. I don't know. I only do like, I will only look at Instacart when I'm sitting at home. If I'm not, if I'm out there doing Amazon or TaskRabbit, I will not look at Instacart. I mean, I did 2 batches this week. That's the first time in probably a month I've done Instacart. Instacart's just not for me. I'm not a good shopper. I'm not good at it. It's not fun. On TaskRabbit, I fucking love it, man. I make lots of money. I break a sweat. I'm active. Instacart's tedious and it doesn't pay that well. I mean, for me, like I said, if Instacart was how it was, oh my God, my stock took such a beating this week. Jose, I have an accountant. I was up on Tesla and then I lost almost everything on Tesla. Ty, when I got my Infinity, my credit score was probably 670. Yes, I'm on a Robinhood. I think I got a 3% loan on my Infinity when I got it. The APR was 3%, I think. I'm probably going to refinance it. I don't do stocks, I do options. And I lost my ass this week. So now I'm on the comeback trail. That's a loud beep. All right, let's try this out. I've been practicing. Hold on. A good smoker can say 10 words without exhaling. A little bit of an exhale there. A lot of you guys accuse me of not inhaling my cigarettes. Dude. I don't know. Well, here's the thing. I would say Adesanya because Cressy, I like the volatility. The volatility is good for options traders. I would say Adesanya. I just remember Double Dare, Kyle. I would say Adesanya is my pick for tonight because you have to look at what Adesanya was doing. You have to look at what Adesanya was. He was a elite kickboxer. I can't do circles. Adesanya was an elite kickboxer before he started doing MMA. Paulo Costa is not a ground fighter. He's never attempted a takedown in the UFC. And we don't know how good Adesanya is on the ground. We don't. So in a stand-up battle, the only thing Adesanya has to worry about is getting caught by Costa. And Costa is not really like the knockout machine that a lot of people think he is. Adesanya is. You know, Adesanya stood up with Anderson Silva and didn't even get touched. So I think, I mean, I could be wrong. It seems like every fucking time, every time I make a prediction, my prediction is wrong. I think in a stand-up fight, which is this is what it's going to be, Adesanya will win. But you never know. Anybody can get caught. Anybody. You know you're a good smoker when you can say 10 words without exhaling. Is that good? Even though that's 9 words. I counted. I don't know. I'm more excited to see Reyes versus Blachowicz. Because I didn't even know who the fuck Dominic Reyes was before before he fought Jones. I'm like, who's this fucking guy? He's about to get ran over. And then I personally think he won that fight. Against Jones, I personally think he won that fight. Because I remember one of those judges gave Jones like a 48. It was like 48-47. And I was like, huh? Oh no, it was like a 49-46. So they gave Jones four rounds. And I'm like, what fucking fight were they watching? I have every delivery app that I got Grubhub, DoorDash, and Postmates. But Grubhub, the food is never ready when you take the delivery, and Postmates is just trash in Chicago. It's fucking pure trash. The only delivery app I like doing was Caviar, and Caviar doesn't exist anymore. They got folded into DoorDash. Caviar was awesome. You could literally make like $45 an hour on Caviar. And now, gone. I mean, you probably could on DoorDash with the what's that, the peak pay? Yeah, Costa, I mean, all those Brazilians are black belts. Every Brazilian's a black belt, dude. But the thing is, how many takedowns has Costa attempted in the UFC? I think as a professional fighter, I don't think he's attempted one takedown. I'm not saying Costa won't shoot on him, but all I'm saying is, if this is a stand-up fight, this heavily favors Adesanya. Look at Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva's fucking got like, I think he's like a 2nd-degree black belt. He never shot on anyone. He never took anyone down. He always, a lot of these guys who are stand-up fighters, they got the Brazilian black belt. You know, they're very talented on the ground, but they never used it offensively. A lot of them didn't, unless you're Damian Maia, who's that, Talis Leites, guys like that. I haven't gone to a bar to watch UFC since the pandemic started, and I'm watching at a friend's house. But like guys like I said, Anderson Silva, Vanderlei Silva, Vitor, they never used jiu-jitsu offensively. They used it defensively. That was the way they fought. They all got their black belts. That doesn't mean they fucking, that doesn't mean they're in a mad rush to take the fight to the ground. They like using their striking. I haven't watched in years, but yeah, it's all right. I used to do mixed martial arts back when I was in shape and not as gray. I've always wanted to see, like, with guys who are like elite strikers, I've always wanted to see someone take it to the ground. Like McGregor is an elite striker and everyone wants to stand up with him, except for Khabib. Adesanya is an elite striker, everybody wants to stand up with him. You gotta. I don't understand why some of these professionals always play to their strengths. It doesn't make any sense to me. There's a couple of rough parts of Chicago, but it's really not that bad. And I've never felt in danger in the bad parts of Chicago, personally. For the exhibition fight, I don't fucking know. I don't know how in shape either of those guys are going to be coming in. I think Jones. I don't know who's got the reach advantage on that one. I don't know. Roy Jones always had the hand speed. Tyson was always, and if you look at Tyson was always a. You're out here, yeah. Tyson was always he was never like a boxer's boxer, right? He was always like go in there and try to murder you in 3 rounds. And that's why everyone gets figured out, you know, like towards the end of like Tyson's fucking like domination, they just figured out, okay, you just gotta avoid him for like 3 rounds, let him punch himself out, and then you can start fucking with him. If you stood in front of Tyson and you tried boxing with him in the first round, everyone got laid out. I mean, yeah, I know, but I think it's an exhibition. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna watch it. I don't know. I mean, but Tyson also looks like he's in good shape. I haven't been keeping up with boxing as much. I never was really a boxing fan. But Jones, I'm leaning more towards Jones because Jones is he's got more finesse. But same thing with Oliveira. Oliveira would always like clinch you and then try to take you down. But I'm saying like in terms of like, I was just using examples as people who use their jiu-jitsu offensively. I mean, there's way more examples than that. But yeah. But all these fucking Brazilians, they've had their black belts for decades. I got into UFC when I was like 20. I got into UFC because of The Ultimate Fighter. Season 1. I watched every episode. That's when I really got into it. Ilcat, nope. That's actually incorrect. Nate Diaz stood with him the entire time until Conor shot on him. And then he subbed him. That first fight was Conor caught him a few times in the first round, and then he gassed himself out, and then he went in for a sloppy double. Nate took him down, beat him up, and subbed him. And same thing, Nate Diaz, black belt in jiu-jitsu. Black belt in jiu-jitsu, but he doesn't really use it offensively. He'll use it when you try to take him down, but he never, like, what's his takedown ratio? What's his, you know, that's not his style. He likes to stand and bang, and then if you go to the ground with him, he'll try to sub you, obviously, because he's got really good jits too. Oh, I'm gassy. And there's so many fights tonight that I'm like, there's such toss-ups. This is like one of the most even cards ever. This is such an even this is a really stacked card, but it's like I don't know who the favorites are in any of this. It's going to be a good event, though. Looking forward to it. Gonna drink heavily, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling. Who's Mike O'Malley? I've seen a lot of delivery-only orders, but man, I feel happier when I don't even look at Instacart. And yeah, Shipt, I don't, like I said, Shipt, it's so hard to even get stops. So. I mean, I called it, I said the rideshare category on YouTube was dying last year. I saw the trend coming last year. And it's like, I would even, like, rideshare is a dead category. Like, what could you talk about? Like, there's nothing to talk about. How slow it is, Prop 22, that's it. That's all you can fucking talk about. There's nothing else to contribute. Is that the Swedish guy? Oh my god, that dude's a wrecking machine. 3 fights in 2 months, and they're all just one-sided. Yeah, that dude's a fucking monster. That knockout punch he gave last week, I literally jumped out of the fucking couch when I saw it. That was like a stick of dynamite blowing up in someone's face. It was just like, the guy just collapsed. One punch. That was scary, and he fucking knew it too. No, I mean, like this. Currently, I like Sean O'Malley, man. I think that kid's the future. I know he's coming off that loss, but I think he's he's probably my favorite right now. You know who's like having a real big career resurgence is Neil Magny. There's a couple guys I'll always like watching, like Robbie Lawler. I like welterweights though. Welterweights always bring the heat. You know, lately welterweights are always having exciting fights. So Yeah, like I like Neil Magny a lot. I like Robbie. I really like O'Malley, Sugar Sean O'Malley. Yeah. I think O'Malley's going to be a champ. And when he is the champ, I don't like. He's literally he's a featherweight that literally doesn't break a sweat. I have not been in the bum lot probably since February. Then again, I literally didn't do rideshare for April, May, June. I didn't do rideshare for over like 4.5 months. I was super cautious about doing it because I'm like, this is peak COVID time, and there's someone less than 6 feet away from you. I don't remember Nick Gas. I don't know, because I'm enjoying it. uh, and then, as it turns out, I probably already had COVID back in March, because that client that got tested positive for it like a month ago, his whole family got it and I didn't. And I'm like, yeah, there's no fucking way I didn't already have. There's no way I'm breathing on someone. We're putting together an elliptical machine, and then I never watched SpongeBob. There's no way we put an elliptical together and we're like breathing on each other, and he got COVID and I didn't, unless I already had COVID. I think I thought Tesla launching their robo-taxi thing was all bullshit. But the more I've seen about it, the more I realized it's going to happen. So Tesla is going to launch a human-piloted ride-sharing service next year. And everyone that drives for the Tesla ride-sharing whatever company, the Tesla will be, your car will be feeding information back to Tesla, right? They're like going to be adding millions and millions of miles of data to their to their whatever, their supercomputers or whatever, and that's going to map out their robo-taxi network. So I think give it 3 to 5 years, Uber or Lyft, one of them is going to be purchased by Tesla. And Tesla will actually have a profitable business model. They're going to do it just to wipe out the competition. They're going to pay for the data stores and just take over. So whichever one is doing worse in 3 to 5 years will be the one that gets swallowed up by Tesla. But there's no one else that can start. There's no other company that can get in, unless it was Google, but we don't know if that's going to happen. There's no other company that could try to get into the rideshare space, unless it's a scam like Trip. If it's a scammy company, yeah, they'll try to get in. They'll make a bunch of promises, but nothing's going to happen. But Tesla's robo-taxi thing will probably be fully autonomous robo-taxis, 3 to 5 years. Dude, Trip is a fucking scam. No matter what they're doing, it's a scam. Didn't people learn the hard way the first time? Oh yeah, 100% fares? Yeah, sure. Here's $90 a month. For 0% of the fucking for 0 customers and 0% of the market share. Good idea. But some of these fucking idiots were paying for it. I have heard of dumpling. I thought that was just on the West Coast. 100% of zero. Hey, they probably, like, luckily, I have faith there's not that many stupid people out there. So they probably only had maybe less than 2,000 people stupid enough to get their money, give their money away. So let's be thankful for that. No, rideshare is a dead category. Rideshare is a dead category on YouTube. It's been steady. The only kind of shitty day I had was Tuesday. Yeah. Yesterday was really good. Today was... If I didn't have this, like, 3 hours of dead time between gigs, I'd probably make more, but today's still good. And here's the main problem. I've talked to this with Bam too. Here's the main problem with rideshare is all of the experts on YouTube aren't experts. All of the people who make videos about Uber and Lyft, one, have either never driven at all, two, barely drive, or three, like they make it seem like they drive and they never do. And it's like, I told this to Bam, I'm like, this is the only category on YouTube where you can be a fake expert and people will still think you know what you're talking about. Like if I started a YouTube channel about powerlifting, and I was making these videos talking about, like, oh, this is how you squat 450 pounds. Or this is how you do it better. This is that technique. And then I never showed on video me doing it or me demonstrating it, or every video was like, oh my God, I just did it. You guys should have seen it, right? Like, you guys should have seen how I just lifted this weight, what the camera was turned off. The channel would never grow. Right? This is the only category on YouTube where you could literally not do it at all, never have done it, know nothing about it, but still make videos about it, and people be like, oh my God, you're so right. I never thought of that. This is like, pretty much all these fucking channels, like, they're all a bunch of faux experts. And none of them are ever honest about how much they've driven in the past or how much they currently drive. And I get it. Yeah, like, you're going to say, oh, I'm not driving because of COVID. Like, yeah, but you weren't driving before COVID. Where's my damn chat? There. I don't know about the drive pass. Pancake is a girl. She's a girl dog, and I'm still trying to convince my girlfriend to breed her, but she doesn't want to. Just one litter of puppies. That'd be so fun. I mean, literally, apply what I just said to every category you could possibly think of. Like, imagine, like, someone saying, oh, this is how, what's up, Xander? Like, oh, this is how you replace a carburetor on a 1972 Corvette. And they're just like, and they're not even doing it themselves. They're just like talking about it. And someone be like, oh, where'd you get this information from? Where'd you get this expertise from? You know, like, No, those channels would never see growth if you just if you were all talk and never like showed. You would never see growth. But the only category on YouTube where you could see growth on your channel and never do it yourself is rideshare or gig work. You know, like it's the only fucking category. In the age of the internet, literally, like that's the craziest thing. If you ever listen to like Joe Rogan talk about fake martial arts experts, like that's literally what's going on now on YouTube. And that's one of the reasons why the category is like fucking dead. You're not getting any new information. You're not getting any useful information. You're not getting any relevant information. Yeah, there's a lot of deactivations on it, but still, it's turned into ambulance chasing. It's just like, oh, here's the hot new topic. Here's what's going on here, you know. Look what happened over here. Look what happened over here. You like it? It's all sweaty and blown up right now. Look at the back of it. The back's coming in nice too. It's gonna be a mullet hawk soon. The way I compare it to is like, you ever had that one friend in high school that always talked about how he banged the hottest chicks on the weekends? What the fuck? So anyway, you know how like you had that one friend that always said they banged the hottest chick on the weekends? It's like, oh yeah, what's your name? Oh, oh, you got a picture of her? Oh no pictures. That's the people, all the successful YouTubers. That's them. If Uber ever reactivates me, well, I'll go back. Be like, oh, dude, you're not gonna believe how fucking hot this chick was. We hooked up. You got a picture of her? No. Or the one that talks about having a girlfriend that lives at that goes to a different high school. Trying to get a name out of them, and you're like, oh no, it's cool. We're not like that. You know, I don't want you guys getting a picture of her because you're gonna be jealous. That's what most of these YouTubers are. They talk about all the hot chicks they fucked, but they'll never prove it. This is a mohawk. I know it's just not a good angle. The sides are trimmed and I have it in the back. I know you can't really see it, but I actually styled it after Vitor Belfort. This is what I'm eventually going for. Because he had a long curly mohawk, and that's what I'm going for right now. So that's essentially what I'm going for. I know it's hard to tell. Just not as short on the sides, and obviously I have stubble all over my face. So yeah, my girlfriend fucking hated it when I first started going for it, but she's starting to kind of like accept it now. Now that the curls are coming in, She's like, yeah, it's a little bit better. Because I have super curly hair. She's watching right now. I'm thinking Adesanya and Reyes. I don't see how what's his face can beat Reyes, because Reyes is just so long. And I think since the main event will be a stand-up battle, it should favor Adesanya. But like I said, with respect to Costa, he's a monster too. But I just, in a straight stand-up fight, I think it's all Adesanya. Not really. I'm too much of a big kid myself. I'd be that guy that would leave the what's that shit called? You know, like, you remember how Jackass had that one prank where he would leave the car seat on the top of the car and drive away, and the people would freak out in the parking lot? That'd be me, except I would literally do it by accident. Dude, Diego really should wrap it up, man. He really should hang it up. He's got like 50 fights, and none of them were easy. But how many times? I don't think Diego's ever been like knocked out bad. You know, you're gonna sustain a lot of head injuries from training, but like, I don't know if Diego's ever been like, has he ever been knocked out cold? Like, knocked out cold? Like, how many times has he been stopped? It's really not that many, has it? I know BJ stopped him, but that's because of a cut. I know he was getting in. Was that last fight where he was getting stomped and then the guy got DQ'd? Was that the last one where he was getting murked? Or was that the second to the last one? Yeah, that's what I thought. Dude, that was such a one-sided beating. Oh my God. He was getting torn up. Yeah, that was bad. I mean, he could still fuck up a lot of the guys in that roster. Diego can still be competitive with a lot of guys. But yeah, he's not. I don't think he's top 15. I mean, like, I'm not saying that to be mean. That's just, he could be a good gatekeeper for some of these guys, but yeah, he's got that weird coach, right? Liddell was good because that's a heavy favorite. Somebody give me $850. Liddell was good because there wasn't that many light heavyweights who used jiu-jitsu at the time. And Liddell was so, like, his punching power was so crazy that if he touched you, it would rock you. But then, because let's face it, Liddell got stopped like by jiu-jitsu guys early on, but the only people that beat him afterwards were knocking him out, because he got slower. I don't know who that is. I looked at the card. A lot of these people I don't recognize. The sport is moving so quick, it's hard to keep up with. Like, I was looking at the card earlier, I'm like, who are these people? dude, when I was like 29, 30, fuck, I knew so much about like the card. I knew where all these guys trained. I knew I knew their camps. I knew their coaches. I was all in on fucking MMA when I followed all the other promotions. Like I knew so much about the sport back when I had time to follow it. I was like, my favorite website was MMA Junkie. I was on there 8 times a day. You know, I was reading every article. I was fucking reading every comment section. Now it's way too much now. Now you can't keep up with it. I did not watch Stare Downs yesterday. I didn't catch that comment. Was running XL streams back today as profitable as you thought it would be? No, dude. Rideshare was only really awesome for me. Like the first 2 summers I did it were awesome. Money was so easy. Now it doesn't come as easy. I'm 35. I know I look older. There's one FC. Is Invicta the female one? The female fighting league? There's a bunch of them all over the place. But the biggest ones are UFC, Bellator, and ONE FC. Those are the biggest ones. And ONE FC, a lot of fighters are kind of like, a lot of fighters love it and hate it because they have stricter like weighing requirements. Kind of like where like you're not allowed to cut 30 pounds in 1 week for a fight. So that's good for the Asian, the Eastern fighters that don't traditionally cut weight. But Americans, you know, Western fighters, for some reason, they enjoy cutting fucking 20% of their body mass in a week. I don't understand why. I think it's so fucking stupid to cut 30 pounds in a week when your opponent is cutting the same amount of weight. You're like, why don't you just fight at 185 pounds? Rather than kill yourself and make 155. I don't really... There should be more natural weight contests. Also, like, cause the fights would be more... The fights would be way more, like, competitive if you didn't have to deal with a rough weight cut, in my opinion. Meanwhile, you're trying to be the bigger man the night of the fight, and you're only going to have a 2-pound, you know, if you're only going to have the advantage if the guy who is cutting weight is like 2 pounds lighter than you. It just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Does it make sense to you guys? I know that like the collegiate wrestlers, like, dude, how they do that to themselves. Those guys are cutting so much fucking weight week after week. It's horrible. I love Zombie. That's one of the only lighter weight classes I like. No, I'm just killing time. Just killing time. I can't do lift because of this thing. Is Kamzat the guy the fucking Swedish wrecking machine? Who's that one dude that, like, he's from Dagestan too. He's the featherweight. I like him a lot too. What is his name? He's a featherweight. He's got a really weird name to pronounce. But he had that rolling knee bar where he literally took the guy's leg, like, up here. No, not Khabib, the other guy. I should really know his name. He's fucking awesome. I think he's undefeated. Is it Zabib? No, is it Zabit? 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 My iPhone's gonna die soon, so. This is why I can't. Zabit Maga. Bruce Buffer, you're a better man than me. Yeah, I think he's undefeated. I like him too. He's a fucking dude. He's a beast. Yeah, he's okay. 18-1. Okay. That dude's a fucking murderer, man. Yeah. I don't think so. Dude, those Dagestan fighters, they're cardio kings. They're fucking dude. Look at dude. Khabib, I think Khabib barely ever breaks a sweat. He's so crazy. And he trains with like, you know, trains at AKA, so those guys are fucking monsters over there. I heard that, you know, whenever like, if you're a featherweight and you gas in the third round, there's got to be something else going on there. You know, it was either a rough cut or an injury or something, because if you're a featherweight and you gas in the third, like there's something other than just not training hard enough. Because there's no way you would have made it to the UFC as a featherweight with a bad gas tank. That's just not possible. And he's been rolling over people for 3 years, you know? So, all right, guys, my iPhone's about to die. So we're going to have to wrap this up. I'm going to kill some more time. Probably going to get a little bit of lunch and then go to my last task. So, all right, guys, peace out. I'm watching, of course. All right, bye.